right. This is Right Knowledge Radio with your boy Mudhutha. And I'm using. Well, let me get over here more. Well, I can't do that. Okay. I got to get near the microphone. You know what I mean? So, this is your boy Mudhutha with Right Knowledge Radio. It's July 9th, 2022. And, you know what I mean? I made the transition out of the truck. You know, the business is actually going pretty well, except for the fact that even though I was a contractor with my own business, people still trying to treat you like employees. So tried to get me to do something illegal, Western Flyer Express. So I went ahead and just quit that job. So, and I also actually felt like I was abandoning my duties as a member of the UNNM and as the Afarut of the United NUWABIAN Nation of Moors. So I'll be making a lot more videos now, concentrate more on the book business, the clothes making business, and in merchandise for HTM and UNNM. So yeah, happy to be back. Hopefully y'all happy to see me. But I wanted basically to make this video. Dawu Rahubat. I forgot to put that in there. Assalamu alaikum. Because Nuwabians are starting to do what they were doing. Now, I'm gonna show you a document from we claim Dr. Doosa York, aka Damian Pryor, is now in Ghana, doing whatever he does, right? So while he's in Ghana doing his thing, he was doing his thing under the UNN, not the UNNM. The UNN is a corporation. Do not get the two confused. United Nawapian with the P. The enemy brought the P, so we don't use the P. You can go back and listen to Nawabu archives where Hiram Hotep is saying we don't use the P. That came from the enemy. So to this day, we keep the same tradition. There is no P in Nawabic. So if it's spelled with a P, there's some fraudulent things going on. But the weird thing is, you seen Dr. York wear a T-shirt with the P on it. So I don't know what happened. I only know the message that he delivered, right? Don't wear the P. I mean, don't. There's no P in Nuwabic anymore. That's actually an A as in like okay. That A vowel. That's what that symbol represents. The circle with the two lines on the left and right side of the circle. So anyway, with my comeback here on Right Knowledge Radio, I wanted to produce this document here. This is now before we get into this document is supposedly gonna free Dr. York, right? This is Doosa York's attempt to free Dr. York. Now, if Nuwabians are familiar, if Nuwabians are familiar with some of like Taj Tariq Bey tactics and stuff like that, like splits of the Born Science Temple, it's very deceiving over there. And actually, if you want the truth about the whole Moorish Science Temple, American Moor movement, listen to Brother Taharqa Bey, right? Listen to Taharqa Bey, because Taharqa Bey did the extensive research on who's a real temple, who's not. Taj Tariq Bey believes in CM Bey. CM Bey is a black Mason, right? He even said it himself. He's a black Mason. He's trying to recruit black Masons. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this document, right? So this is a UCC, Unified Commercial Code financial statement. And I think this is a UCC 1, or it's an amendment, so I'm not sure. But we have dates here, right? This is in the state of Colorado, right? Date and time it was filed was December 31st, 2015, right? There's a master ID number with this document, and there's a validation number. And it looks like they paid $8. So we got an authorizing party, right? Now, I think the authorizing party is the party actually filing the UCC one lien. These are liens, right? So it's Sakar Aha Ahershu, right? I've heard that name before. I don't know who it is. Ghana Heights, 30 Independence Avenue, City of Accra, state. I don't know, country Ghana. I'm not familiar with Ghana, so. But here's the authorizing party organization, the United NUWABIAN. Remember with the P, that's fraudulent. Well, for us, it's fraudulent because it's called the NUWABIAN Nation of Moors, not the Wapian. And this is not even the UNM. It's called the United NUWABIAN Nation, Yamasee Creek, Seminole, Washita. So at this point, they're just making up names, right? Because Doosa York is a criminal. He has a very extensive crime record in Georgia, in New York, and probably in other states too. He robbed people at gunpoint and did satanic acts like that. So there's a trust document, NUWABIAN trust document, whatever that is, attachment number 1. So we got the United NUWABIAN Nation, right? NUWABIA. I don't know where NUWABIA is at. I'm not quite sure. Since 6/26/1992. Now this is actually fraudulent because there was no NUWABIAN. Dr. York didn't have the NUWABIAN Nation. Now let me show you. Let me show you. All right. Now we're gonna switch back to me, right? Let me show you this document that says the Constitution of the UNNM. Not the Constitution of no UNN, right? So he did that to be deceiving, and we actually used to get phone calls when he wouldn't send people their books, asking us where's the book at. You know what I mean? So I'm going to read here, page 1. It says warning. Let me read the whole thing. The Constitution of the United NUWABIAN Nation of Moors, UNNM, and Indigenous Peoples, granted by Maku Chief Black Eagle of the Yamasee Tribe of Native Americans, Seminole Creek, Shoshone, Washita Mound Builders, known as Naya Malachi Zadok York L. on June 26, 1992. Now, if you want to, it's not really showing it that good, but yeah, it's not showing it that good. Okay, maybe we'll do that in another episode. But you can read this. You know what I mean? That's the United NUWABIAN Nation of Moors. That's what UNNM stands for. Not the NUWABIAN Nation. This is fraudulent. So let's read this, right? International Declaration of the United NUWABIAN Nation, Yamasee Creek, Seminole, Washita Families, Non-Negotiable Private Gold and Silver Sestake v. Trust. This is tactics that Dr. Aleem Bey would use. Aleem Bey, they have him and Cujo Adwo L. They use a lot of fraudulent paperwork, except on the American Moor side dealing with Noble Drew Ali. Now they're trying to do the same thing because Doosa York is all about fraudulent activity with Dr. York. So let's read this. The Declaration of the United NUWABIAN Nation, Yamasee Creek, Seminole, Washita Families, Non-Negotiable Private Gold and Silver Sestake v. Trust Security Arrangement, secured by the United NUWABIAN Nation Constitution, the rights of indigenous peoples, the Declaration of Independence, United States National Constitution, i.e. public trust, and the Colorado Constitution. I don't know what he's trying to do here. Colorado Constitution, public trust for republic, which it stands, which he just named a whole bunch of organizations in their constitution and trusts and then said for which it stands. So not quite sure what he's trying to accomplish there. All political power is inherent in the people. Okay, see, this is more academic. Anybody can copy this and put it in a document. You know what I mean? This had, I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do here. It looks like he just copied some stuff and pasted it. All right, preamble. Okay, he puts a whole preamble of this corporation. So the corporation has a preamble. Uh, Says, we, the sovereign people of the United Nawapian Nation, Yamasee Creek, Seminole, Washita family, non-negotiable, private, gold and silver Sesta KV trust, acknowledging with gratitude the good providence of God, and having permitted them to enjoy a free government. This is all just academic, and it looks like they have Pa, you know, they done made up so many names for Dr. York. We don't really know. I guess this is, I guess that's Sabaic, Sabatic, right here. Pa Mumkak Hamem Bonanu Akab Akab Akab, Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle, President and Chief HE Dr. Malachi Z.K. York, aka Dwight York. So they calling him Dwight York too. So that goes back to what Tabijet was saying, that they're calling him aka Dwight York. That's not his name. Aka Malachi Z. York, Isa Muhammad, Isa Ali Had, Mahdi Baba, Consul General Diplomat. He lost that case. I already went over that case in my other channel. You know what I mean? Because they threw a whole bunch of fraudulent stuff in Dr. York's paperwork, and I'm forgetting the name of the Western African region that has their own court. I haven't looked at it in a while, but anyway, this is like I just want y'all to look at this. I'm not gonna read it all. I'm gonna scroll down. Certificate of trade. So they're trying to trade Dr. York. I don't know what they're doing here. The true holder of property of the estate of the Sesta KV Trust. All of our God-given rights, our political part. Yeah, this is terrible. This is horrible, everybody. I mean, they're trying to use like Taj Tariq Bey tactics to try to get him out of prison. This is horrible. Who are they talking to that obviously it didn't work, right? I don't really know what all this is. International notice. I didn't know corporations give, you know. And then, they try to use case law here, which this case law will probably have nothing to do with Dr. York's case. Because obviously it says sovereignties in the people. If you're dealing with a diplomat, you're not going to be using a case where the subject matter jurisdiction is dealing with U.S. citizens, right? Like number 4 here. All sovereign, private, citizen inhabitants shall have free access to all jurisdictions. Well, if you're saying that Dr. York is a diplomat of another nation, why would you use the U.S. Constitution? Except for that international law says, the Geneva Convention, I believe. I don't know. I got to get back into all this stuff, but says that, yeah, diplomats have rights. But if United States didn't recognize Dr. York as a diplomat and they have him in jail as being part of the U.S. citizenry, then their argument seems to be confused, and this is why you don't trust the common criminal who has a history of fraud, because you start copying paperwork like this, and they're trying to say the Constitution for the state of Colorado. This is a moot argument. I mean, it's just academic. Yeah, this is all just academic. Y'all could read it. Actually, I found this document on Scribd. So they're using any person who knows anything about law knows you can't mix the Constitution with the UCC. They're two different types of law. One is contract law, one is the law of the land. So you can't mix them. So they just threw a whole bunch of stuff in here, making Dr. York look bad, making all of us look bad. You know what I mean? Can I lower this mic? Yeah, let me lower it a little bit more. Yeah, so they're making anybody associated with the, well, I guess anybody associated with the UNN look bad. I mean, because this is, they're talking about involve John Doe and Jane Doe. What parties are John Doe and Jane? What is this? This is a bunch of words on the screen. This is what these sovereign citizens do. Got the Magna Carta. What does the Magna Carta have to do with Dr. York's freedom? Nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with Dr. York's freedom, man. So these people have obviously Doosa York, who, well, you're going to see at the end of this document. I'm not going to make this video long. Right? So that present all this crap. It would mean something if they actually used law, but this is like a frivolous filing, right? So let's read this acknowledgement, right? So on the 25th day of it don't even make sense. On the 25th day of in the December year, it should say the 25th day of December year 2015. So he even typed this wrong because he doesn't have any knowledge of grammar, right? Ambassador to a corporation, right? Dr. Doosa York. Now, where did you get your doctorate degree? You don't even have that in NUWABU, right? You don't. Yeah, this is what happens, y'all, when you stop being a NUWABIAN, you start being a Sabian. I know Sabians don't really ask questions. See, I'm gonna ask questions all through this document, through this fraudulent document, right? Ambassador Dr. Doosa York of known to me or satisfactorily proven to be the person who has, right? It's supposed to be who has authority to execute this instrument for the purposes therein contained. County of Fremont, City of Florence, and the state of Colorado, absolutely without the United States and surrounding territory, produced acceptable identifications, then was duly sworn before me. I now affix my autograph and seal to these sworn under penalty of perjury declarations, rescissions of signatures, revocations of POA, and revocations of all trust contracts. I've never really seen a notary statement like that. Using a notary on this document does not create an adhesion contract with the state, nor does it alter my status in any matter, but is used only for identification purposes and not for entrance into any foreign jurisdiction. So the notary was Margaret Blackman. Here's her signature. This is May 19th, 2019. So that's when this got sealed. And you can see LS. I don't know what LS is. Maybe somebody could break that down for me. But that says LS Dr. Doosa York. Right? So you want to know why Dr. York has been in prison? Stupid crap like this. Stupid retard crap like this. These guys are trying to use sovereign citizen tactics to get Dr. York out. When you would have just used legit tactics to get him out, he might have been freed by now. But and this guy, I don't know, Hershey. Now, Taba Jet has talked about this brother. Now, I'm going to go back and listen to her audio. This brother's crooked too, along with Doosa York, because he's the one who filed this. Doosa, I don't know who put together the actual document. This crap here, United NUWABIAN Nation, the corporation, right? And let's look up this corporation. Let's see. I'm gonna type in the United NUWABIAN Nation. So they want to put in the B, so they know. So they see this Southern Poverty Law Center. They're not. This is a left wing group, a Jewish group too. I know Amun Numa really thinks they're a. Uh, he really thinks they're the law or something. But even the FBI would tell you that the SPLC is not a legitimate. They're a left wing leaning organization, Jewish, so you know they're prejudiced. And then, like right here, they say this is their opinion. This is not mine. Originally a pituitive Muslim group. See, they don't know what it is. Originally, they don't know what Dr. York was doing. Right? They're too stupid to figure it out. Nuwabianism is best understood by them with their limited understanding, right, as a cult that promotes a bizarre and complicated theology. Now they know. Now, did Dr. York promote theology, everybody? I don't think so. Didn't he have didn't he have the master teacher? Didn't he have tapes called Factology versus Theology? So you can't really. I mean, Amun Numa is not that smart himself. So that's why I would have to attack him and his best friend Doosa York, who also molested children. Right? He also molested children. Him and Jacob York, they molested children. So you know that came out recently on Taharka Bay show. So I don't see the United NUWABIAN Nation. I don't really see it. But if we go to Georgia, I think if we go to Georgia, the Georgia, see Southern Poverty Law Center meets its match in Georgia, 2002. Black supremacist cult leader. Right? They can call you anything. It's their medium. So they can call you anything they want. Right? They can call the Sabians anything they want. But Sabians not even on here. Nobody knows that. You know what I mean? Everybody knows United Nawabi Nation no more. There's even people I still talk to today, even young people. They're like, oh, they know, Sabian. They'll be like, what's that? What is that? I just tell them it's a group who stopped following the right path. So say let's go companies in Georgia. Search. Right. Business. Let's look this up. There we go. The state of Georgia. Business name. Here we go. The United NUWABIAN Nation. See if something comes up here. No data found. Okay. Let's go United NUWABIAN Nation. Okay, something came up. See, y'all, something came up. Registered by Carla Thomas. Principal office address 299 Kings Glen Trail, Decatur, Georgia 30034, United States of America. Business type is domestic limited liability company, so an LLC, control number. And then there we have the business name. What is the business name? This is a corporation. This is not a nation. You see where it says Georgia Corporations Division? Now, that could be an LLC, partnership or whatever. But this is a corporation. A lot of people fell for this. A lot of so-called Nuwabians, I guess, which is really Sabian before they came the name. This stuff is all fraudulent, bro. United Nuwabians Worldwide, it's all fraudulent. Now it's been dissolved. It looks like the dissolved date was August 24th, 2017. Registered agent. Last annual registration year was 2016. Look at. Date of formation, registration date, December 19th, 2014. So this organization was started December 19th, 2014. Let me show you the deception. Why? This is the United NUWABIAN Nation. This is the same one that's here. right? Under the Georgia's Corporation Division, we have the record here. We could look at name history, file history. Let's look at name history. Okay, so that's the only name they've ever used, right? And then, okay, my computer going a little slow, but okay, let's go back here. So it says June 26, 1992. This is where the deception is, right? These aren't even our symbols. I don't know what this is. This is not the United Nawabian Nation of More symbols. This is something they made up, right? Which is cool. You're able to make up anything you want. It's just not part of the U, N, and M, right? Oh wow, it's taking a long time to load this back up. Okay, here we go. So business purpose, none. They just open it up, no purpose, right? But let's go back. I know I'm switching back for I just want to get these dates, right? So this is December 19th, 2014. They say it's been around since June 26, 1992. Now, why would you need, let's say this was a real nation, right? Why would you need to register a nation within a state? If you're your own nation, you charter and register your own corporations. If you're a sovereign nation, you don't go to another nation to register your company, right? So, but that's pretty much common sense as a grown man and a grown woman. Now, they were actually, thousands of people were actually following this. They were following this. You know what I mean? And so that's pretty pathetic. I think, Dr. York tells you to do your research on organizations, right? And the Family Guide. You didn't do your homework. This is why the master teacher writes the book, so you don't get hoodwinked and bamboozled by stuff like this. You know what I mean? So I never went for this stuff. I joined the nation in 2016. So I wasn't around when this crap came out, maybe a year after, because it looked like they wrote this in 2015. So again, a lot of and this stuff is still trickling into the Sabian nation. So a lot of this stuff is still around. A lot of fraudulent stuff. It's like you don't even know who their government is. It's pretty sad. So anyway, I'm gonna conclude the video right here, and hope that you guys have a great day. Wadu.